Hey guys, it's Jeremiah Nickel, aka JT Nickel on Reddit, at ProDJKC on Twitter. Uh, this is kind of a reaction video. It's not 100% original reaction. I did briefly look at this video I'm going to show you. I want to form my response as a video response because I got pinged about 4 hours ago, an Trader from a guy, and I want to go to what he was commenting about. So it's this link here, Fred Wilson ripping into the management of Ethereum development. What is everyone's take on this? He was once an avid supporter, and the ping came from cause I can't even read it. Cosmin Stefani? I don't know. COSMIN STFANE. Thank you for the ping. He says, I will share my opinion here as I did on our Ethereum. And this is a quote. I just heard his opinion. I tend to agree that ETH development looks kind of all over the place, and we might need also a management leader, not just a tech leader. At least it looks like it, because it's really hard to keep track of it. I noticed it's hard for some people working as devs and building on ETH or ETH. However, this project was never intended to have a leader, marketing, etc. Vitalik didn't make ETH to make guys like this Fred dude rich. And that kind of got my attention. I think Fred Wilson is, if you don't know, he's a pretty well-established venture capitalist. And he can always chip in and do something for this project, bingo. He could propose an EIP, gather around with those investors, make something like an FDevs organization, whatever. How come people want to make lots of money on Vitalik's back, as well as the developers, and then complain about it, totally missing the fact they are free to make it better. All right. But you see, this will take us into the governance problem. How can the ETH community decide if he is right? And we have to do that, considering a few whales can somehow hijack this project to make it compete with the EOS. Really, guys, the dude is giving a centralized, Excel-based, misleading marketing project like EOS as a management example. I'm really losing it. Tired of people complaining. Also wondering who is our community, who is actually doing something for this project, including Fred. How does everybody in crypto and outside crypto get to bitch around, complain, criticize, accuse Vitalik of all the crypto problems, make money off it, mine it, but nobody takes the action to make it better? And when some do, if their EIPs don't get along, they want to leave instead of coming up with a better EIP next time. And then here's where the shout outs were. Last time I checked, people like Econar. This is Eric Connor. He has just started a project called ethub.io with Anthony Sassano. And I've been talking to him as well, but I won't go into that right away, but I'm saying follow this guy. And everybody contributing to CFTC's question. So he's the guy that's stickied on the front page of our subreddit. Carl S. Larson is a mod here. Should be Dan and DC Investor. Keeping the community together on eTrader. Sorry if I missed somebody, while the rest of us are a bunch of crying babies who absolutely have no idea what they have. I'm going to respond to this personally, and I speak for no one else. This community is keeping this community together pretty well. I know it's easy in the middle of a 95% decline or whatever percentage it is. Everybody's looking for some people to gravitate towards. Listen, I'm just like a bottle washer around here. Okay, I wish I could code. I wish I could contribute in a technical way. Okay, the best I can do is help manage a little bit of the trading subreddit here and kind of gather ideas. We have a ton of people in this sub. Don't underestimate the people that are lurking, that are very intelligent people. And I know a lot of people are under the impression that many of the old timers have left. They're still here. I just take what I see in the community and try and take what's best from it, not what's worst from it. Let me make my face a little bigger. Take what's best from it and not center the focus on what's worst about it. And the way we've done that as far as moderators go, Carl S. Larson, Mr. Yukon C, Captain R, Adam SC1. There's quite a few of us mods that have really been trying to answer questions in mod mail, trying to get people approved that have low karma, that look like they're here because they're new and they're just asking questions, trying to eliminate the trolls. The plenty amount of spam that we had coming out of the ICO craze. I mean, it's nuts. The auto moderator is like the unsung hero of this place, and it's not perfect, and we do get private messages about legit things. Just know that we're trying to at least lessen the noise. But right now the price is the noise, and the price is more the noise for Bitcoin, which unfortunately has kind of brought us down. But to go back to this, I'm glad that people feel like I'm able to contribute something that makes them feel welcome and all that. That's about it. Don't listen to me for investment advice, because I have been wrong. I was not thinking we were going to hit $85, and I got a remind me bot from Particle Maximus that I was laughing about. I'll see you at 85, suckers, and shoot, we hit it. I own it. Okay, I'm the eternal bull. You got that, and nothing surprises me now. Without a black swan, we had a black swan price drop. So there you go. All right, so I want to go back to this thing here. Keeping the community together. Sorry if I missed something while the rest of us are crying babies. And why should ETH devs protect miners for Bitmain? Miners are constantly selling all their ETH for BTC, and a lot of selling pressure, while also get to be Bitmain customer. I don't have anything political I want to say about that. I'm not very well knowledge about it. All right, so he goes on to talk about hidden, motivated, understood, misunderstood, manipulated market. It is. It's been especially nasty. And then he says, if anybody knows this man, okay, where's this at? Price will follow when we reach that. He has by not having, it's not my fault, it's not his fault. I'm very happy to see the bear markets can make us get rid of such idiots. So talking about Fred Wilson again. Thanks to Evan Van Ness, another absolute pillar of the community. A staunch weekly newsletter. He's always delivering. Every time. Never fails. I don't know a week that has gone by when it hasn't happened, and he's been doing this for 2 years now, probably. Okay, so yes, hats off to Evan Van Ness. Dude, you're the real hero. All right, the real MVP of all this madness. Saw not too many people give him feedback or thanks for Week in Ethereum. Yeah, I agree. I think Week in Ethereum, and you can't find, it's just nobody's been that rock steady. Lots of little, let me put it to you this way, man. I got to show you my face again. Look at all the articles that get posted from like Crypto World News Daily and all these basically ad-driven reposting news sites, right? Very little journalism. Look, there's really going to be, there's only like 2 or 3 sources you can trust. And Week in Ethereum, if you're not getting that newsletter and if you're not thanking Evan for putting that together, man, do so. Because you get the link straight to the source of the information, okay? So keep up the good work, Evan. You're doing amazing stuff as always. And that newsletter has just gotten longer and longer and longer over the years. Kudos to him for keeping me informed. I'm sure there's lots of work behind that. Thanks to Consensus, that idiot Lubin that everybody's cursing, accusing, calling him any other name, but who does his job and support a lot of ETH development. And is doing exactly what Fred suggested by trying to make some standards, or at least Evan by supporting Evan producing this. So, seriously, how come Fred and people like him get to call names, complain, criticize while they rely on these people's backs? So that was a pretty that was a pretty nice post that Cuz Mine Stefan. I don't even know. Man, you know what? I'm going to give that dude some donuts. Let's just do this. 10,000. Boom. All right. By the way, I pretty much give away more than I get every week because I had such a stockpile, and hopefully you guys like that. I mean, come on, man. Look at this banner up here. Look at that. That was my contribution back, around $13 to Donut Unicorn. But anyway, I want to go to the video because I haven't. I just briefly got into it, and I had to leave the house to come to work. So this is kind of a real reaction, I guess. All right.
A lot, and we do that a lot for our companies. Ethereum needs that, right? We know that Vitalik is not CEO. Vitalik is an evangelist. He's a brilliant computer scientist. But like Ethereum should be more like a company, right? Like.
Okay, so yeah, there's your. Ethereum should be more like a company. How about companies that operate on Ethereum should be more like companies? Ethereum is a protocol, and it should remain as such. That's like saying Bitcoin core devs, they should be more like a company. They should be more like a company. Now, it doesn't fly if you want a decentralized protocol.
Like you look at what EOS is doing, and you look what Ethereum.
And that's where I had to stop the video. That line right there is exactly why when I was at the house this morning, I was like, I got to get to work so I can make a reaction video to this. He just said EOS. That's what they're doing. That's why they're wildly successful. What? They're so centralized. Oh my gosh. So I'm preaching to the choir when I say it. Look, I went out of focus there. It was so bad. All right.
Doing. It's like, if Ethereum was doing what EOS was doing, they'd be crushing it, but they're not. And
so when I read through OP's comment and then I watched this little part of the video, that's where my head just went.
They don't have enough money.
Oh boy. They don't have enough money. They've secured funding for quite a long time, okay? And I know he's a little premature in this video because, like, just hours ago, probably around the same time this got posted to ETH Trader, Vitalik is giving away like 2,000 or 3,000 Ether to different development teams working on Ethereum 2.0 solutions. Now, I think the foundation is funded enough, right? The Ethereum 2 guys, there's still a lot of people that have day jobs, right? Now, giving up your bread to work on a very difficult protocol full time seems risky. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of developers that still have their day jobs. Okay, it's just smart to do that. You need to find people that can work full time. We got people at Consensus, and they've tightened up the belt and dropped 13% of their employees. Seems reasonable enough, right? So, leaner, stronger.
They don't have enough developers. They don't.
Okay.
They're not.
I just can't even.
Their go-to-market strategy is non-existent. Like, they're not behaving like a company, and
they're not supposed to be behaving like a company for your pockets, Fred. That's a venture capitalist for you right there. These guys are working on a revolutionary protocol that is on the order of magnitude going to be stronger and faster than anything out there. It takes time. Okay, not behaving. They're building. Let me put it this way: did all the guys that built HTTP back in the day, did they all work on it 100% of the time like a company? Okay, it's kind of similar to that. Okay, it's just in my limited worldview, it's similar to that.
If all of us who own Ethereum could go to Vitalik and say, look, this thing you got going in Switzerland, it's not working. Fire these fuckers who don't know what the hell they're doing. And
great use of the F word when you're trying to make a valid point on camera in front of an audience. I mean, that is the most childish thing anybody in the professional world would do, is drop the F-bomb when you're talking about how heavy your bags are and you're trying to motivate the developers. Okay? That's silly and immature.
Put somebody great in there who could help you build this thing into a monster.
Yeah, find them. Fred, go find who you think is better than what we've got. And Vitalik will even tell you he's been, you know, kind of letting the reins go on the dev calls a little bit. Vitalik has the best people as far as I can see. He even admits there are people working on pieces of this thing that are way better than he is. All right? They're magicians, really. That's just my limited view. Again, I'm not technical, but if Vitalik, with the brains that he has, is surrounding himself by people who have better brains at very specialized tasks than he does, then it's just a matter of time. Okay?
Like, that's what we would do. I don't know how to do that. Like, you can't, like, there's no mechanism to do that. That's painful. Just sitting there holding the asset, just watching them whittle the value away, and you're like, God damn it. You know, I know what to do here. You know, just look at it. Every great company has done this. Just do that.
I don't know what to say to that. It is so, he's throwing a little temper tantrum. Why? It's a speculative, uncertain, you know, unrefined technology within just the first few years of existence. You know, the protocol is less than 3 years old, or right around 3 years old anyway. And, you know, look at it this way. Is every venture capitalist, man, Fred, every venture capital move that you've ever made in your career, you had a turnaround on your investment. You missed your chance in 2017 with this one, and the roadmap's not even done. So don't cry about your bags now and expect developers to do that. Man, there's my, listen to that. That's a good ringtone. That's Mustang Ranch. Mustang Ranch. All right. Yeah, whatever. I'm off the rails now. Fred, you get a return on investment in order of magnitude 10,000x in 2 years, 3 years. Did you take any money off the table, Fred? I'm just saying. You got all the answers. You go in there and you shake them up, buddy. Good luck to you. Nobody's ever going to take you seriously in Ethereum again for trashing us and comparing us to EOS. All right? So that's all there is to it. Dropping the F-bomb on stage using the Lord's name in vain, I'm offended by that. Why would you do that on camera?
And they don't do it.
And it's hard to get them to listen, right? Because, like, first of all, who do you have to convince? Right? In this case, like, maybe it's Vitalik, but there's a whole decentralized group of developers, etc., that need to be convinced. And, like...
Keyword, decentralized. So, yeah, convince them and let them be decentralized.
This is exactly kind of the question that we're trying to think of. Is,
well, if that whole group thinks that they're killing it, then they got their head up their ass, okay? They're not killing it. They're blowing it.
They have the lead.
And they're blowing it.
Yep.
And it's just like, it's so obvious what to do, and they're not doing it.
Okay.
That just kills me. And if I was an investor in a company that was doing that, I'd be just like, I mean, the person who was running that company would hate me. Because every fucking day they'd hear from me, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure you're really... I just don't even know how to form a response to somebody that's complaining about a protocol. This is never going to be ran like a company. It's ran like a highway system, right? It's a utility. It's a way to move companies on the blockchain rather than just an input-output of some kind of financial value like Bitcoin. Ethereum is so much broader than that, and it can permeate every sector, including your financial future with things like stable coins that are coming. What is he talking about? It's being used. It's at capacity. Yeah, we need scaling. Does that mean that they've blown the lead? They've blown the lead to something like EOS? Give me a break.
And eventually, like, they would, you know, figure it out.
And you can apply real pressure. Because you have real power and control.
But it's not actually even that. It's not like, you know, we fire them or anything. It's just that we annoy the shit out of them to the point where they listen to us.
You annoy them, they get distracted. I think talking about money gets them in trouble, right? That's why we are not a security, okay? That's why we are not a security. There's no promise of return on investment.
Well, that strategy might still work with Ethereum. I think, like, the question might be, how can we as investors, and let's pick on Ethereum in particular, because I think you're completely right, right? Like, how can we as investors put enough pressure on the team using the network, using the rest of the stakeholders, and be a symbol?
I think it would be cool to call a shareholders meeting, call a token holders meeting. Like, literally, like, get, people who collectively own 20 or 30% of the tokens to call a token holders meeting, in, I don't know, Geneva or something, and sort of demand, that the community and the leaders of the community, get their, act together.
They are accountable to the token holders, and perhaps instead of the Ethereum core developer calls,
Right.
There can be a call that has some of the larger holders that help organize this kind of.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Do not, I repeat, lead developers, you already know the answer to this. Don't do it. Listen, I got to stop there, okay, because this is just nauseating. Put your comments down below. Cheers and big hugs from Kansas City. Bye-bye.